The saga of Drew Peterson is taking what may be the strangest twist yet. The former Bolingbrook cop, convicted of killing his third wife and suspected in the death of his fourth wife, is now accused of trying to hire a hitman. Craig Wall is here with the target of the alleged plot and the stunned reaction of so many connected to the case.
Yeah, Jeff, Drew Peterson's son, Steve, told me he was utterly surprised, saying a murder-for-hire plot against the prosecutor made absolutely no sense because his father was confident that he was going to win the appeal of his murder conviction, and this would derail any hope he had of getting out of prison. But what we're learning about the case strongly suggests that prosecutors have solid evidence to back up the charges. Drew Peterson made no secret of his bitterness towards Will County State's Attorney James Glasgow, blaming him for what Peterson called the largest railroad job ever, and saying Glasgow had destroyed his life by charging and convicting Peterson of the murder of his third wife, Kathleen Savio.
The charges allege that between September 2013 and December 2014, the defendant solicited an individual to carry out a murder-for-hire plot against Will County State's Attorney Jim Glasgow.
The alleged plot was hatched from inside the Menard Correctional Center, where the 61-year-old former Bolingbrook police sergeant is serving a 38-year sentence for Savio's murder. Since becoming aware of the allegations, a source says Glasgow has taken additional steps to protect himself. Jim, did you at any point fear for your safety in this case?
You guys understand the unique situation that this is. The Attorney General is the prosecutor. I'm also a prosecutor. But they're in charge of this case, and I'm going to follow their instructions, and they've asked me to refer all inquiries to the Attorney General.
Unless they got him on tape, I don't believe it.
Attorney Steve Greenberg, who's handling Peterson's appeal, says the charges make no sense because Peterson was confident he would get his conviction overturned and get out.
Drew Peterson is not the kind of guy who's just going to befriend some guy and start pouring out his soul and telling him, hey, do this for me and I'll make it worth your while. That's just not him.
But Peterson's former lead defense attorney, Joel Brodsky, sees a different possible explanation.
There's no real, valid, logical reason for doing it other than pure vengeance. And somebody that's looking at pure vengeance is somebody who believes they have nothing else to lose and have no confidence in that they're ever going to get out.
Brodsky believes the informant is likely another inmate at Menard and that prosecutors must have some recorded conversations to prove the murder-for-hire plot. For the sister of Peterson's fourth wife, Stacy, who disappeared in 2007 and who Peterson is suspected of murdering, the new charges suggest Peterson is not as smart as he thinks he is.
I was just blown away. It was quite shocking to hear that. I mean, how could you be so dumb?
Drew Peterson made a brief court appearance today in Randolph County in southern Illinois. He did not enter a plea and was assigned a public defender. He will return to court for a preliminary hearing on March 3rd. Jeff?
And Craig, what do we expect to learn at that hearing?
Yeah, we expect that we will learn a lot of information about the plot and what went into the charges here, but we probably will not hear the name of the informant or the person who helped prosecutors bring this case. In all likelihood, in a preliminary hearing, the evidence is summarized by a police officer connected to the case. The judge then just has to find probable cause that there's enough to hold this over to trial, and that's what we'll likely see. But we should hear some good information about the details of this case at that time.
Okay. Craig, thanks.
Yep.